So the next type of influence line diagram we are going to draw for an overhanging beam is the bending moment at section D. We have already seen the ILD for shear force at section D. So now we are going to see the bending moment at the same section D. So what is the section D? This is the overhanging beam ABC. AB is the simply supported portion and BC is the overhang portion. In the AB portion, this point D is at a distance Z from the support A. So once again, like in the previous case, the three conditions to be considered are when the unit load is in the portion AD, and when the unit load is in the portion DB, and when the unit load is in the portion BC. So the first case is when the unit load is in the portion AD, which means the unit load is in the at a distance x from A and x is less than z. So our concern is only the moment at D, because we are going to draw the influence line diagram for moment at D. Our concern, or what we have to calculate, is the moment at D in all the cases. So before calculating the moment at D, in this case we need to know the value of RA and RB. So in the previous cases we have already calculated the values of RA and RB for this diagram. So here the moment at D is, so we can take the moment at D from either left side or right side, but remember only from one side. So if you take from the left side, we have to consider these two forces RA and 1, and from the right side, if you take the moment about D, we can consider only one force, that is RB. So it is easy to consider from the right side. So what is the moment about D if you consider from the all the forces in the right side? So the moment about D is equal to RB into L minus Z, because the distance between RB and the point D is L minus Z. AB is L and DB is L minus Z. So the moment about D is equal to RB into L minus Z. So we already know the value of RB. In this case it is x by L. So x by L into L minus Z is the moment at D. And just apply the boundary condition. So we are considering this portion AD. This condition is valid for portion AD. So the boundary condition is x varies from 0 to Z. So at x is equal to 0, what is the moment at D? And at x is equal to Z, what is the moment at D? At x is equal to 0, moment about D is equal to 0 by L into L minus Z, that is 0. So the ordinate at A is 0. Now the ordinate at D, which means at x is equal to Z, the moment about D is Z by L into L minus Z. Z by L into L minus Z by L. Sorry. Moment about D is equal to Z by L into L minus Z. So that is the ordinate at D. So the next condition is when the unit load is in the portion DB, or when the unit load has already crossed this point D and which is at a distance x from A. Now again, what is the moment at D? So you can take the moment at D from either left side or right side. If you take from left side, you have to consider only this reaction RA. And if you consider the right side, you have to consider these forces RB and 1. So it is easy to consider from left side. So the moment at D is equal to RA into Z. The distance between A and D is Z. So the moment at D is equal to Ra into Z. So we know the value of Ra already. It is L minus x by L. So moment at D is equal to L minus x by L into Z. And the boundary conditions are x varies from Z to L. We are considering this portion dB. So x varies from Z to L. So at x is equal to Z, what is the value of moment at D? And at x is equal to L, what is the value of moment at D? So at x is equal to Z, moment at D is equal to L minus Z by L into Z. As x is equal to Z. And at x is equal to L, moment at D is equal to L minus L by L or 0. So the ordinate at D we are getting as Z by L into L minus Z, and the ordinate at B is 0. And the third condition is when the unit load is in the portion BC. So again calculate the values of RA and RB, which we have already calculated in the previous cases. For this diagram, remember the equilibrium conditions we can consider are RA plus RB is equal to 1 and the moment about A is equal to 0. Don't take the moment about B is equal to 0, which will go meaningless. So the moment about A is equal to 0. So from these equilibrium conditions, find out the values of RA and RB. And once again our concern is the moment about D, or the moment at D is the ILD we are going drawing. So in this case the moment at D is equal to, again from left side if you take, the moment at D is equal to RA into Z. So in this case what is the value of RA? It is minus A minus x by L. So RA into Z is the value of moment at D. So moment at D is equal to minus A minus x by L into Z. And what is the boundary condition? The boundary condition is that x varies from 0 to A. As we have taken x from C, the x varies from 0 to A here. So at C, at x is equal to 0, the ordinate is A minus 0 by L into Z, which means minus A by L into Z. At x is equal to A or at B, the ordinate is A minus A by L is equal to 0. So the ordinate is 0 at B. So combining all the ordinates from the three conditions we have considered, we can draw the influence line diagram for moment at D. So at A, in the first condition we got the ordinate at A is equal to 0. In the first condition also we got the ordinate at D is equal to Z by L into L minus Z. And in the second condition again we got the ordinate at D is equal to Z by L into L minus Z. So both the ordinates are same. So in the second condition we got the value of ordinate at B as 0, and in the third condition, third case also we got the ordinate at B is equal to 0, and at C the ordinate is A by L into Z in the negative direction. So this is how we draw the influence line diagram for moment at D, where D is a point in the overhanging beam in the simply supported portion AB. So the next type of overhanging beam, the next type of influence line diagram we are going to draw for the overhanging beam is the influence line diagram for shear force at section E. So what is a section E? You can see in the figure, this is the same overhanging beam ABC. AB is the simply supported portion and BC is the overhang portion, and the point E is a point on the portion BC, on the overhang portion, which is at a distance Z1 from the point C. So now we are going to draw the influence line diagram for shear force at E, and E is a portion, E is a point in the overhang portion. So again, assume the moving unit load is passing the beam ABC from A to C. So while drawing the influence line diagram for shear force at section E, what are the three conditions to be considered? The first condition is when the unit load is in the portion AB. And the second condition will be obviously when the unit load is in the portion BE. And the third condition is when the unit load is in the portion EC. So in each case we have to calculate the shear force at E, because we are going to draw the influence line diagram for shear force at E. Our only concern, or the only thing we have to calculate in any case, is the shear force at section E. So the first case is when the unit load is in the portion AB. Just place the unit load at a distance x from A in the portion AB, and what is the shear force at E. So once again we can calculate the shear force at a section from considering all the forces in the left side or considering all the forces in the right side. So in this case, if you consider all the forces in the left side, we have to consider RA, this one, and RB. And if you consider from the right side, the shear force at section E is 0. So considering the right side of the section, the shear force at E is equal to 0. So the next case is when the shear force is in the portion BE. As in this figure, when the shear force is in the portion BE. Just see the unit load is in this portion BE. Again, what is the shear force at E? Shear force at E is 0, as there is no force on the right side of the section. So in the second case also, when the unit load is in the portion BE, in that case also the shear force at E is equal to 0. And the third case is, as in the figure, the unit load is in the portion EC. Just place the unit load in the portion EC. Now what is the shear force at E? Consider the right side of the section. We have only one force to be considered, that is the unit load. So when the unit load is in the portion EC, the shear force at E is equal to 1, positive 1. It is constant wherever the unit load is in the portion EC. So when we combine all these conditions, this is the shape of the influence line diagram for shear force at E. So from A to E, the shear force, the ordinate is 0, and in the portion EC, the ordinate is 1 constantly, no variation. So this is the influence line diagram for shear force at E, where E is a point on the overhang portion of the overhanging beam. So the next type of influence line diagram we are going to draw for the same overhanging beam is the influence line diagram for bending moment at section E. So once again the same section E as in the previous case we are considering. So this is the overhanging beam. AB is a simply supported portion, BC is the overhang portion, and E is a point on the overhang portion which is at a distance Z1 from C, the point C. So like in the previous case, we have to consider the same three conditions while drawing the influence line diagram for bending moment at E. So the first condition is when the unit load is in the portion AB. The second condition is when the unit load is in the portion BE. And the third condition is when the unit load is in the portion EC. So let's directly move to the conditions. So the first condition is when the unit load is in the portion AB. So when the unit load is in the portion AB, what is the moment at E? Moment at E is equal to 0, obviously, because there is no force on the right side of the section E. So moment at E is equal to 0 when the unit load is in the portion AB. And the next case, when the unit load is in the portion BE. Again, when the unit load is in the portion BE, right side of the section has no force, so no moment. So when the unit load is in the portion BE, the moment at E is equal to again 0. And the third case, when the unit load is in the portion EC. When the unit load is in the portion EC, take the moment at E. If you consider the right side of the section, there is only one force, this unit force. So the moment due to this unit load is minus 1 into Z1 minus X. This distance between this unit load and E is Z1 minus X. So the moment due to this unit load at E is minus, it is a hogging moment, so minus 1 into Z1 minus X. So moment at E is equal to minus 1 into Z1 minus X. So the variation of X is from 0 to Z1. Because we have taken X from C, the variation of X is from 0 to Z1. So at X is equal to 0 or at C, the ordinate is minus 1 into Z1 minus 0, which means minus Z1. Moment at E is equal to minus Z1. And at X is equal to Z1 or at E, the ordinate is minus 1 into Z1 minus Z1, which is 0. So the moment about E is equal to 0 when X is equal to Z1. So at C, the ordinate is minus Z1 and at E, the ordinate is 0. So combining all these results of three conditions, we find that this is the influence line diagram for moment at E. At A, the ordinate is 0. At B, the ordinate is 0. At E also the ordinate is 0. And only at C we have an ordinate which is minus Z1. So we have to draw that in the negative direction. So this is the influence line diagram for moment at E, where E is a point on the overhang portion of the overhanging beam which is at a distance Z1 from C.